really hot out, but in the summertime I keep my air conditioning at like, I don't even know what temperature, just very cold, so that I can bundle up, because there's nothing I love more than being cozy. So let's dive in. Hey, my name is Sarah, and welcome back to another Self-Care Sunday edition of the Talking Fast podcast. I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon, right before it's coming out. It's kind of been the ritual, and it's been a pretty good week, but I feel like this week flew by. This week started off with my 28th birthday on Monday. I survived it. I know last week I was like telling you 10 things I learned in 27, spiraling a little bit. And yeah, it was a really good day. Like, I just went out for drinks with Tara, and then went out for dinner, and I went to Prime Seafood Palace, which is one of my favorite places on the planet. So yummy. But anyways, it was just a really lovely day. So I'm feeling good this week. My vibe check this week, good. This week, I kind of just wanted to brain dump about like the dauntingness that is leaving for a month. And if you're listening to this and you've traveled for a really long time or any of that, you probably know what I'm feeling. I've never been away from home for as long as I will be during the Olympics. It is going to be 26 days in which I'm not here. And with that comes like a lot of different feelings. Obviously excitement, like the main thing. But I think the big thing that I didn't realize I'd feel is such anxiety about being away for so long and having this like fear of missing out, this FOMO. So we're going to talk about FOMO, and like, even though I'm going somewhere that is like so cool and like an incredible opportunity, and like I know it's like, oh my god, but you're gonna be at the Olympics, you're not gonna be thinking about anyone else, but like I'll still have FOMO for like missing out on like park days with my friends here, or like that type of stuff, because you're just not there for it, right? I mean, if I'm gonna have FOMO, I'd rather have FOMO in Paris at the Olympics, but it is gonna be FOMO nonetheless. And I don't think I was ready for that feeling. I'm also like very anxious about like, how the hell do I pack for 25 days worth of anything? Like, I can do laundry when I'm there and stuff, but I just like really, for work especially, I have no idea how I'm going to pack. And I don't want to be so ridiculous and bring too much stuff, but like I think that's what's going to happen. And then I know myself, I'm going to shop and buy stuff while I'm there. So that's also what I'm anxious about right now. And just the idea of feeling like I'm quote unquote losing my summer. Again, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. It's literally been my dream forever. But with it, I am leaving in the middle of July, and then blink, I'm going to be back in the middle of August. And that does feel like a massive part of my Toronto summer that I'm losing. And it's summertime here is like what I look forward to the most, and time with my friends. And I'm actually someone that like tries not to travel too much in the summer because I love it here so much. So I think that's just something that I'm kind of struggling with. Even though I'm so grateful for the opportunity, it is like weird knowing that I'm going to be gone for so long. And I'm just going to miss it. So a lot of people are wondering if I'm traveling after. A lot of questions have come in about that. Even at work, like everyone asks if I'm staying and traveling. No, I'm going to come right home. I just think I'm going to be so exhausted. Like these days, like I can't express enough, are going to be like 18-hour work days. And I'm going to love every moment of it, but I'm going to be tired and ready to come home once I'm done. And I'm going to be ready to, change my clothes, because I will have been wearing the same stuff over and over again for 25 days. I'm going to miss my people. And then actually, as soon as I get home, I'm here for that week, but then I'm going to go out to the cottage with all of my friends the following week. So my second home, which is just as wonderful. And it's going to be the best, most relaxing week after. And we're going to have so much fun. But just being by the ocean, I think the week after all that craziness is going to be exactly what I need. And instead of treating myself to a trip right after the Olympics, what I wanted to do was give myself a break. So I'm coming home for a month, and I know I've talked on the podcast about going to Asia, and I'm going to Thailand and Bali and Singapore, and I've booked all the trip. Oh my God, so sorry. My DoorDash order is coming in right now, so stand by. Hi, do you need my buzzer?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, that was my grocery order arriving. I did not time this out very properly. But I think that's kind of the joy of the Self-Care Sunday series for me, is it just truly feels like I'm just like sitting here on FaceTime or just like aimlessly talking to you. So any chaos that happens, we're gonna live with it. I need to know if anybody else feels FOMO even when they're like traveling and stuff, of like things that are happening back here. I can't be the only one. I feel generally FOMO a lot of the time. I've gotten a lot better where I don't feel like I need to be at everything and do everything, but it's a very real feeling. And it's one that like, I've always been someone that struggled with FOMO, and I think it's like almost harder, especially when I feel like I live in these two worlds, because I have FOMO of like influencer stuff sometimes, but I have FOMO of work things. And it's like I have FOMO constantly on like all sides or with my friends and all of that. So I'm just like very cautious of like not letting myself be like crippled by it when I'm away. I actually had these same feelings before I left for Budapest last year for World Athletics, which was like, I was away for 12 days, which at that time was like the longest I'd ever been away from home. Because I usually only go on like 10-day trips. So when I did that, I had the same like anxious feeling that I was going to feel FOMO, and I felt a little bit, but once I was there, it was gone. So I know like once I get to the Paris Olympics, again, Sarah, you were going to the Paris Olympics, like chill. I know I'm not going to feel it anymore, but I just need to know if other people feel it or get worried about feel that, or it's not even that I'm feeling it right now. It's I'm worried I'm going to feel FOMO, and I don't want to do that. When I'm there, I truly just want to try and live in the moment. I want to try and like let my 17-year-old self like appreciate the fact that she like worked for over 10 years to get to this point and that she did it. Like, I just really want to try and live in the moment as much as possible. And I fear that I will get FOMO, and I'm really going to try not to. So that's kind of just what's been on my mind this week. And I don't know, I feel like that's part of the reason why I run myself like thin a lot of the times is because I want to be able to see everyone and do everything. And I do get FOMO, or like if I'm just like sitting on the couch here, like I stress and worry about that too, but wasting my time or wasting my life. But we all need those recovery days, and so I've gotten a lot better about it. A lot better, because I used to literally say yes to everything, but it all literally is rooted in my constant fear of missing out. Always. I just want to be able to do everything. I wish there was two of me and I could do like double the things. Also, if anybody has tips for traveling for a really long time, and specifically living out of a hotel, because I'm not living in an Airbnb, I'm living out of a hotel for a very long time, I would love those tips. We actually had Jamie Fine come in to record an episode of the podcast this week, and I love Jamie Fine. She was literally the best. Like, her energy was incredible. I cannot wait for you guys to listen to that episode. But she obviously travels a lot for tours. So like off camera, I asked her, I'm like, I know it's nowhere comparison, but I'm about to travel for work for the longest time ever, where I'm just like living in a hotel room. And she just looked at me. She immediately went, "Are you a candle person?" And I went, "Absolutely, I'm a candle person." And she said, "Find your favorite like candle that feels and smells like home and bring one with you." Because even like scents, like obviously sensory stuff, but like scent is like such a massive thing for humans. And she goes, "You'll feel more relaxed. It will feel more like home if it smells like your home." So I need to go on a little adventure and find a candle scent that I'm currently loving and smells like home. And I'm going to bring that with me. And I think that's such good advice. And it's probably advice for like anything. If you're going, I don't know, away to summer camp, or you're going away for a work trip for a long time or something. I just thought that was such incredible advice, to bring a candle that smells like home. So then it just like naturally feels more homey. I'm also literally going to bring stuff to have baths, so I can still have a like some sort of routine. I literally made sure the hotel has a bathtub. I was like, it has to have a bathtub. And I'm going to go and buy like bubble bath and Epsom salts, so that like at the end of a long day, if I really just want to sit and scroll on my phone and have a bath, that's what I'm going to be able to do. I'm just going to set myself up for success in order to like make it feel as homey as possible, because I've lived out of hotels for like weeks at a time, and it's tough. It feels very crammed and small, and I'm not going to be in the room a ton, but I want it to feel like a sanctuary when I come back at the end of a very long day. And so I'm going to get candles and everything to be able to still do my self-care Sundays and be able to like set myself up for the best possible next day by able to like reset and have good mornings and good nights. Looping back to my thoughts on FOMO, I think it really started to hit me this week. I just had this realization sitting here talking to you. The reason I think it hit me more than normal this week is because I saw Tara for the first time in like a couple of weeks, and like, I mean, she's like one of my best friends, and it was like kind of crazy that we hadn't seen each other in a couple of weeks, and we were talking and we were trying to figure out our next plans and whatever. And I had said something about this weekend or whatnot, and she was like, "Oh my God, wait, you only have like 3 more weekends here in Toronto." And that's because, I mean, I'm wearing my East Coast sweater right now, but I'm going to East Coast for the July 1st long weekend, which like, that's like my second home. So that doesn't like, I never feel FOMO when I'm out there or have that. But I did have this realization like, oh my God, after this weekend, the next time I'm here is for the first weekend of July, and then the next weekend, and then I'm gone for a month, which is crazy. And I think that's where it kind of triggered my thoughts of having the fear of missing out and all of that, because I just realized how little time I have now. It's all become very real, how quickly it's coming up, and it's kind of just hitting me in the face. out of nowhere. Like I've been working towards this for 2 years, like planning the games and like knowing I'm going and all of this stuff, but I didn't expect it to come so quickly. I put a little thing out on TikTok, but if any of you want to know anything about like what that work experience is going to like, I'd actually love to know if you would like me to continue the Self-Care Sunday series, but I can bring this, it's like a really easy setup. I can bring my microphone and camera, and if you'd like that, me sitting kind of like you're my journal at the end of a day or end of a night, brain dumping about what I did, because I fear that I'm going to like not remember anything. And actually I got 2 incredibly kind gifts for my birthday. And they were like I got multiple incredibly kind gifts for my birthdays, but 2 of the gifts I got was actually, my 2 best friends bought me, and they both know me well enough that they both bought me journals to take the time to journal while I'm at the Olympics. They both know I'm somebody that doesn't journal. I used to when I was younger, but I just like stopped and I don't do that. But both of them are big like journal people, and I think it's something I'm going to take on while I'm there, just so I can like look back and remember it. Like I love being able to have like stuff I wrote 10 years ago and look back and be like, oh my God, this is what 17-year-old me, or I guess 18-year-old me now, was thinking. And I really want to be able to give that to my future self. I want myself to be able to sit down and like go over what I covered that day or how I'm feeling, whether I was stressed or I had a great day, or I don't want it to all blur together. And so I have 2 journals I was gifted, which are both so beautiful. I'm going to bring them both to write in. And if you have any journaling tips or people that you follow that know, because like the one thing I'm like, how do I journal? Do I just like start brain dumping? Do I go Dear Diary? Am I over here like follow? There's no prompts. Like I'd love to know if people journal properly. Like if there's prompts you follow, or like a question you ask yourself, or when you sit there at the end of the night, like how do you do it? I'd love that help if any of you do it, because I've never really as an adult journaled before. And I want to make sure I'm like getting the most out of it. I worry that if I just have to like mindlessly write every single night, I'm worried I won't do it. Like I just want to be able to have like some sort of structure, I guess. Like am I writing, like I said, Dear Diary? Am I just saying it like it's a letter? Like am I picturing as a letter to my future self, whatever it might be? But I do think in my journals, the one thing I'm going to do every single day is my rose and thorn of that day. If you don't know what rose and thorn is, it is like my favorite thing to do. I ask it every year on everybody else's birthdays what their rose and thorn was of the year before of that year. And when I'm actually on work trips, I do it a lot when we go to dinner at the end of the night. I ask my team, and it's a really easily accessible thing for like when I'm working with people that are a lot older than me, or just like, I don't know, people that you don't know that well, you want to just have a conversation and you're all working together for the day, sitting down at the dinner table and just saying, what was everyone's rose and thorn today? Rose is obviously your highlight. Thorn is not even something that's like a low. It could be like a little prickle, because a thorn isn't necessarily anything super bad. Like your thorn could be that like the bus was late and you got there later than you expected, and your rose could be you had to watch someone win a gold medal or something like that. So everyone's rose and thorn is always different, because everyone experiences even the same events and the same work assignment differently. So I do think in my journal every day I will write down my rose and thorn, because it makes you appreciate the things that went really well, especially when you have to like think of something that went wrong. And if nothing went wrong, then you're kind of like, oh, it was a great day then. So I always love it. And if you ever are like traveling with colleagues, or you're just looking for like a really easy like dinner party conversation starter, going around and asking what everyone's rose and thorn is like the simplest way to do so. And it tells you a lot about like how people think, and it tells you a lot about yourself as well. So if you're not playing rose and thorn with everyone, you have to. It's like, people like my friends tease me about it, but I genuinely love it just as a way to reflect on a day, a month, a year, an event that happened, whatever it might have been, because you can do it based off of the day. You can do it based off of my 27th, 28th year. You can do it, what was your rose and thorn of like your night out, whatever. It is such a fun and simple way to reflect and have a conversation about how you're feeling or how you felt about things in the moment. So I'm definitely going to be adding rose and thorn to my journal every single day of Paris, because I really think it's going to help me reflect. So I guess that's some of the structure I'm going to add to my mindless journal. As I said, I'm heading to the East Coast this weekend, and I actually think I'm going to record the Self-Care Sunday from out there next week. I just think it's going to help me recenter myself before a crazy month of July and August. I truly feel at peace when I'm out there, and I think it's going to be good for me just to clear my mind. And so I'm going to be very curious about like how I'm feeling, just because I have a lot going on in my brain right now. And that's why I thought just sitting down here with a microphone would be easy. But it's honestly, when there's so much going on in your brain that you can't even like really form proper thoughts or think about anything, that's kind of what's happening to me right now. Like there's so much to do. It's like half my brain is a constant checklist of things that I need to do before, and then the other half of my brain is like a bunch of feelings, and it's not like any intense feelings. It's just like I can't really focus on anything. It feels like there's a ping pong going around everywhere. So I'm feeling like very like all over the place and chaotic. Chaos is the way to describe it right now. My brain is thinking about 37 different things at once. So going back out there, recentering myself a little bit and just giving myself the time to just like relax and only focus on me and just like being by the water and seeing my dogs and all of that stuff, I think is going to be so good for my brain, my soul, and my spirit. And then we'll go and tackle on the craziest 2 months of my life, probably, to be honest. So I will obviously bring you along for the whole thing. And I hope you enjoyed this mindless brain dump of a self-care Sunday. I am so sorry I interrupted you partway through with a grocery order. I do have to go take those groceries off the counter now because there's dips in there, and I don't want the dips to go bad because I'm a dip girl. I actually think that entire grocery order was just like avocados and dips, to be completely honest, which is not proper food, but I'm a snacker. I'm a snacky girl. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for listening to Talking Fast every single week. If you didn't already check it out, this week's episode was an interview with Belle. She's wonderful. She's so kind and gracious. She made us the most incredible cookies ever when she came on the pod. And I just loved hearing her story and getting to chat with her. We have another interview episode dropping on Wednesday, and then you will find me maybe not back here. I might be in Nova Scotia, but you will find me back here for another self-care Sunday where we just talk about our thoughts and feelings. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope this gave you a little bit of self-care into your life, and I will talk to you later. Bye.